table some of these days. You know, I like that song because it's got that positive attitude. Because, you know, when you were in slavery in these United States, you were in a system of slavery that was the worst in recorded history. Because they not only took away your freedom, but they took away your children, took away your mother, your father, took away your hopes, took away your dreams, took away your religion, took away your name. The people who came here from Africa were named different names than the slave masters named them. You know, under the Spanish, if they had you in slavery, they could only hold you for 9 years. Then they had to let you go. It was like indentured servitude. But in the English system, you were in slavery, what they call in perpetuity, meaning you were a slave all of your life. Your children would be slaves all of their lives. Their children would be slaves. No hope, no end in sight. Yet and still they came up with a song that said, someday, someday, we're going to all sit at the welcome table. But you know, people in this country said, you know, this country was founded on freedom. The first document said all men are created equal. But it took them a while before they included women. It took them a real long time before they included the native people, sometimes erroneously called Indians. And it took a civil war to end slavery. A war in which close to 1 million Americans died. 1 million died that this nation might live. 750,000 soldiers, 300,000 civilians. It was an awful time. And our 16th president, whose name was Abraham Lincoln, had a horrible crisis to deal with. You know, it's hard enough being president in peacetime. But to have a nation go to war, and a war in which the Union was losing because the South had the best trained officers. They'd gone to West Point, the Citadel in Charleston, South Carolina, Oak Ridge Military Academy there in Winston-Salem, North Carolina, up to VMI, Virginia Military Institute, up there in Lexington, Virginia. Lincoln said, I need some folks who can fight for me. I need a modern general. Well, his answer came from a bulldog of a man from southern Ohio named Ulysses Simpson Grant. And he brought with him modern warriors like a bandy-legged Irishman named Phil Sheridan that he put in charge of his cavalry. And a taciturn red-headed man who was named for a Shawnee war chieftain, a man named William Tecumseh Sherman. Here it was, October of 1864, Abraham Lincoln's coming up for re-election. He said, oh goodness, we're losing the war. I need some victories. Abraham Lincoln used to hang out at the telegraph office, because you know there was no TV back in those days, no cable news. He said, I got to know what's going on. So he hung out at the telegraph office. He would even sleep there. He put up a special bed for him to sleep on. Well, one night, tail end of October, he got somebody saying, Mr. Lincoln, I got a telegram for you. And it was from William Tecumseh Sherman. He said, Atlanta is ours, and fairly won. They had taken the mighty city of Atlanta, a city that had all of the railroad lines of the South that ran right through Atlanta. So by taking Atlanta, he was cutting off the supply lines for the Confederacy. Then he took his 60,000-man army. He said, we're going to live off the land. He said, I'm not going to let people know where we're going. He didn't even let Abraham Lincoln. He said, Mr. Lincoln, where did that army go? Where did Tecumseh's army go? He said, I don't know. I don't know which hole they went into. I don't know which hole they're going to come out of. Well, just before the election, another telegram arrived. Merry Christmas, Mr. Lincoln. I present to you Savannah, Georgia. And it was just a few short months and that terrible war was over. The North was ecstatic. We're finally winning, we're finally winning. And there was a songwriter. His daddy was an abolitionist who helped us free over 400 slaves. A man named Henry Clay Work. Now you've heard of Henry Clay Work, whether you know it or not, because he had a famous song that said, my grandfather's clock was too large for the shelf, so it stood 90 years on the floor. That was that was Henry Clay Work's most famous song. Every time he do a concert, people say, do that grandfather's clock, do grandfather's clock. He says, I'm tired of doing grandfather's clock, I need a new song. He said, that's as bad as people saying, do Louie, Louie. Sing Love Me Tender. So he said, I got to learn me a new song. Well, right after Sherman's march to the sea, he had a new song. Maybe you'll help me with this song. Will you help me with this song? Are you going to help me with this song? Yeah! What about you big kids sitting up along the edge? You're all youngins as far as I'm concerned, and I want some help on this. I need some help with it. Well, all you got to do is when I say hoorah, you say hoorah. I go hoorah, 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 hoorah. Well, bring jubilee. Hoorah, 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 hoorah. And it makes you free. So we'll sing the chorus from Atlanta to